John, what's the mood of the team looking forward to this series here?
Yeah, I think excited to get back at it here. Obviously, you enjoy what happened a few days ago, but travel day and really used yesterday to turn the page and refocus. So, get the benefit of an extra day here to rest up and get excited about the next challenge, the next step in the journey, and the difficult test that the Panthers present.
What's it been like for you the last week or a bit? I saw the Tavares Foundation post a picture of the newborn and have this moment also with the playoffs. Like, what's it been like?
Yeah, it's been busy. So it's been great. Obviously, the highlight of my daughter being born is really, really special. And, things have been great there on the home front. So really thankful for that. And it's been a great time for my family. So, it's been awesome. And then obviously competing in the Stanley Cup playoffs along with that. A lot of emotions, a lot going on. So, a lot of support from my family and everyone that's involved in my daily life that help keep things running and functioning really well. Big credit to my wife as well. So just doing what I need to do to be ready to play, and obviously when you go home, really enjoy that time, especially with the little one. So it's been a great week. Obviously want to keep things going here and turn the page, like I said, from last series to now, and understand the challenge we have ahead of us, and for myself to do the same.
What does it tell you about this Panthers team, what they were able to do against Boston, and just how they kind of stuck with against such a powerhouse team?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they weren't hanging on by any means. I think they showed a tremendous amount of resiliency and belief in themselves, and how they played aggressive on their toes and really pushed Boston, and obviously fought right till the end to earn the result. The way they forechecked and the way they played together as a unit really stood out to us, and understand the challenge that presents, and obviously the way their top players really played really well, elevated their games, obviously made big plays in key moments. So, that's all what playoff hockey is all about. So we understand that challenge and have to be ready right off the puck drop tonight.
What stands out to Paul Maurice coach teams? Coach that's been in the league a long time, coached in this market, coached in another Canadian market. He saw his teams a lot in Winnipeg. Just the challenges that his teams often present.
Well, he's obviously a very accomplished coach, has done a lot of great things and has accomplished a lot, so clearly gets great buy-in from his players and the groups and the teams he's coached, and seems to maximize their ability and getting the most out of his team. So obviously does a very good job.
Well, now that you guys have pushed through and won around, we don't need to go into the numbers, but the burden that had been attributed to the group, rightly or wrongly, now that that's in the past, how do you think that'll affect the group now that you're into essentially a new chartered area?
Well, we wanted to push us forward. I think, it's just one step of four that you were trying to make here in the playoffs, and obviously it was a long time coming for us. So it obviously was great to come through, but it's great because we get the challenge of the second step here now, and the opportunity to continue our season and competing in the playoffs, and it only gets more and more difficult. Every team now that has moved on, they feel good about where they're at in their game and what they're able to do with how difficult it is to win a series in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So that's the importance of turning the page here and being excited about the opportunity and us responding the right way.
How much of Boston, Florida did you watch, John? There's some players like to go and watch the other playoffs. Other guys need to turn it off,
Yeah, a fair amount. Especially you're on the road with the guys. It's and there's a lot of hockey on, obviously, during the first round. So got to see a fair amount. So it was evident the way they played. Why they're here today.
Why do you think you guys had regular season success against the Panthers?
Well, I think with their speed and always been really known really well with their transition game and off the rush. I think just the way we had to play through the neutral zone and trying to slow them down, especially with the way some of their D like to jump up in the attack, is important. But they've obviously shown as well their ability to be a five-man unit to get up through the neutral zone and get on the forecheck and cause turnovers and pressure the puck and make it difficult for their opponent to gain territory on their half of the ice. So that's obviously a key factor for us, and I think throughout the series is slowing them down and for us to get of our end and get on their half of the ice.
How important was it the last couple of years, maybe some of the disappointments, to get to this part?
Yeah, you would love to never have any of those, but all you can do is push forward and learn from those, and obviously just it adds fuel to the fire to get to where we want to get to and trying to find our way as a group, and the challenges that they present, and just continues to magnify just how tight and how difficult playoff hockey is, and how crucial each and every play is, because you just don't know when that one play can be the difference. And obviously the disappointments we've had, it's been extremely close and just being on the right side of it. So I think definitely the group has grown from that, recognizes that, and that's what we want to use, help here to help spring us forward, and recognize from those things that just the difficult nature of playoff hockey, and why each and every day, each and every game, each play is just magnified on how important it is.
What was it like for you to see the reaction in the city to your guys' win?
Yeah, it was phenomenal. Obviously, our fan base is tremendous, and want it so bad. And I think that reflects us as a group as well. And it'd been a long time coming for a series win, so it's tremendous to see. I think the passion and the excitement our fan base has, for this hockey club and for this group. So we want to use that energy and that passion to fuel us on here, especially entering round 2 and continuing, wanting to have success and like I said, to push us forward. I mean, it's a special place to be at this time of year, when you're competing and Leafs Nation's behind you.
Dave, you had waited 8 years for this chance. What did Game 6 mean to you, and what does it mean to get another chance in another round?
Yeah, it's great to be one of the 8 remaining teams, and chance to get back at it here in round 2.
How do you keep Matt Tkachuk out of Ilya's face?
Try to box out early, and that's the best you can do, and stay out of the after whistle antics as best as possible, and just play him hard and play him smart.
Part of it, Jake, that it's going to happen at certain times anyway. It was just so effective at that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's there's a reason why he's had a couple 100-point seasons. He's a pretty damn good player, so it's our job to keep him away from the net front. Like I said, play him hard, play him smart.
What did you see as the biggest difference in the Lightning series?
I think just our resiliency. I think they carried play for stretches, but the old saying, you bend but don't break, and I thought we exemplified that very well, and got big goals at key moments. And our goaltender Sammy was phenomenal all series long and made key stops at key moments as well.
Did anything about the playoff experience surprise you?
No, intense. Every shift matters. Every puck battle matters, and that's what I expected.
3 times in overtime. What have you learned just about in the last couple of months, even about the mental toughness of this team, given everything that's around them every day?
Yeah, obviously it's a little bit bigger presence here than Buffalo for our sake, Mike, and the guys have been through a lot here, so to get over that the first round hump was obviously big, and like I said, now our focus is on round 2 tonight, and get right back at it. And we didn't like our game 1 and round 1, so that's a big focus on us here tonight to be better in this building for game 1.
What are the keys for you guys in making sure the Panthers' forecheck doesn't work in their favor?
Be better in the breakout than we were against Tampa for sure. These guys come hard as well. They got a lot of speed and gain a lot of speed through the neutral zone. So I feel like if we clog up the neutral zone a little bit and limit their speed to the puck and get holdups and come out of our zone clean, on the first tries, second tries, whatever it may be, and spend a little less time in our zone would be a big help for us for sure.
Jake, one of the things that I hear sometimes from veteran players near the end of their careers is that they wish they enjoyed these moments in real time more so because they don't come all the time. Are you able to live in the moment a bit and appreciate what's going on in the city here?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been waiting a long time for this, so I've been enjoying and soaking in every moment, and just it's one thing I really try to do on a personal level is just be very present every day.
You see how Leaf Nation travels, and the Panthers are doing their best to keep Leaf fans out of the building down to. Do you think that's going to make any difference?
I doubt it. The Panthers carried the play a lot even early on when they were down 3-1. They're a really talented team. They 1 year removed from winning the President's Trophy, and a lot of the same bodies on that team. And it's anything can happen in the playoffs. And like I said, I'm not surprised for a second. They're a very solid team.
You just talked about living in the moment. How do you oscillate between the highs and the lows of the playoffs, where a loss means so much more, and a high you don't always get, and a win you don't always get to savor?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a challenge at times. But each guy's got their own little tools to remain in the present. I've got my own tools, and as a team collectively, I think we've been saying the right things in the room when, whether we're down or we're up, and just try to stay even keel as possible.
What's that process like for you?
I do a lot of breathing work. I just kind of am able to shake off a bad shift or a bad period or a bad game, whatever it may be, and just continue to focus on that next shift, the next puck battle, keep the picture as small as possible for myself.
Obviously, it's exciting. It's something we work towards, and but we know that it's going to get even harder on the way. So we're looking forward to the challenge with Florida this round, and I'm excited to get it started.
How would you look back on that week or so where you had to sit out some games and keeping your mind right to be ready for that Game 6 you played?
Yeah, it was definitely a stressful time watching the guys play, but they played great, and obviously got those few wins when I was out. But I feel good to be back in the lineup. I feel like my game is coming along and coming back to where it was, and I'm excited to be a part of this in the second round and play my game and help this team win.
As a Toronto guy, how would you describe your emotions that night? What were the messages on your phone like? All that. Yeah,
obviously, growing up here, I have a lot of friends and family that are Leaf fans before I was even a player here. So they're probably just excited as we are. So, the job's not done. That's just one round, and we all know that it's going to get harder and harder as we go here. So we're all looking forward to the challenge.
What's the biggest challenge?
Yeah, he's a good defenseman. He's physical. He plays a hard game, so we got to know when he's out there and kind of play that back at him. So, he's been in this league for a while, and he plays the game well. So, it'll be you're aware when he's out there.
What's the key to not letting Tkachuk get under your skin?
Yeah, I think he just kind of obviously he's a big part of that team. And he had a great series last series against Boston. So, I think we just got to, not let him get to the front of the net where he's comfortable, and, kind of just skate away and not get too focused on that and just play our game.
What have you taken away from playing with someone like Brian O'Reilly?
Yeah, he's been a player in this league for a long time. His stick is unbelievable. That's what I noticed the most, that he's always getting touches on things or forechecking and disrupting things. And I would say he probably has one of the best sticks in this league. It's just so active, and he's so smart. He reads the game and he makes plays. So I think our line will work great together. I think we'll bring some energy and we bring some skill and hopefully be able to provide some offense and secondary scoring for us. So I'm excited to see what we can do.
A lot of pressure on the core guys coming into this round. I'm just curious, what's your sense of them? After the win, is there relief? How would you describe it?
I don't think there's a difference between day one of the season and right now with them. They're all ready to go throughout our big guys just seem calm, cool, and collective. They know what needs to be done, and they've been doing it all season for us. So I don't think anything changes with their mindset.
What do you see as the biggest strengths from the Panthers, things you need to be aware of?
Yeah, they got some speed, and they're hard on the forecheck, and they disrupt the on the forecheck a lot. That you can see that in the last series against Boston. So we got to be aware of that they're going to be using their speed and kind of get in and being a little physical on us. So we just got to play through that and make some plays to get out of our zone and whatnot. So obviously they had a great series last series and they're feeling it. So so we're up for the challenge.
Panthers doing their best to keep Leaf fans out of the building in Florida in games 3 and 4. You're a Toronto guy, you think that's going to make much of a difference? You still expect to see lots of blue and white down there?
Yeah, I'm sure people will find their way into that building. That's their decision, and yeah, we're not really worried about that. We're ready to get the season started at home and then look forward to going to Florida.
What stood out to you about how John Tavares handled the last week, becoming a dad again, and also scoring the series clinching goal?
Yeah, Johnny's a true pro. He's our captain of this team, and he comes in every single day as a pro. So we're all excited for him to, obviously add another one to the family. But yeah, he seemed like he was ready to go, and obviously with that big goal. Yeah, it didn't seem like anything changed, but that was great. That was a great week for him, I'm sure, and really excited for him.
Yeah, well, I think we've turned the page pretty good. Obviously we've got a lot of work left and a great team coming in here. Also riding a big emotional game as well. So obviously the feeling is good. That's a tough thing to do. It's hard to win this league and get over the first round, and definitely think we're proud of ourselves for that. But again, it's going to get more fun from here and more challenging.
What is the biggest challenge you see on the Florida side?
They just took down the best team in hockey this year, and they're confident. You can see by the way they're playing, just the way how aggressive they are, they're physical. I think that's going to be a big thing for us, is being able to, handle their forecheck and their physicality and matching it, being able to be heavy against that and make it hard on them that way.
In particular with Tkachuk, like what is it going to take to stop him?
It's tough, yeah. Obviously the player he is, the way he impacts the game, and I feel like every shift he's doing something, whether it's putting in the net or being an agitator, getting in guys' way, finishing checks. He just brings so many elements to it that we have to try to wear him down. Again, we have to try to be physical on him, make life difficult for him.
You were in the same division as Paul Maurice, coached teams for a long time. What stands out about his teams and what they often bring, and just his, he's been in the league a long time.
Yeah, I know Paul. I got a chance. I played in Russia for him for about a month and a half there. I got to know him too, and obviously very good coach. His intelligence of the game, his IQ. You can see he has this team playing, with great structure and confidence within it. But definitely a great coach that has them running very well right now. That it's going to be a challenge for us.
Any stories from Russia?
Fortunately, no. Unfortunately, none.
What stood out to you about the way John Tavares handled the last week, becoming a dad again and then getting the series clinching goal?
Yeah, I don't. That's an absolute whirlwind for him. But obviously the emotions of that, bringing a child into the world, and then getting one of the biggest goals in the last 20 years here for this organization. Definitely well deserved. The things that he does, how much he cares, the preparation he puts in, to see him get rewarded like that. It's just an amazing thing, and just you can tell just the excitement that's around that goal created for this organization and the fans and such like that is it's a pretty amazing thing.
Considering the quick turnaround between series here, the fact that you get one more day rest than the Panthers, do you think you can use that to your advantage this game a little bit? I don't think it's going to matter too much. I think for them, again, coming off a big game so when they're feeling great and coming right back into it, not much time to just kind of use their momentum. I think that's going to be a challenge for us. That we have to find a way to come out and start with urgency and physicality and dictating right away.
What's the challenge against a guy like Radko Gudas? So he doesn't take prisoners out there.
No, he's that guy's a warrior. Physical, strong, and I feel finishes every check. He's extremely tough to play against, and it's another guy too. Like the rest of the group, though, it's going to have to be hard on them too. It's about wearing each other down and going from there.
What's it like being on the same side as Jake McCabe again, seeing him get this opportunity?
Yeah, it's awesome. Obviously, we had a few years together there in Buffalo, and just you can see the way he's playing too. It's just so smart, physical, does everything well, and just such a big piece for us that has helped on the back end a lot.
And he comes in late and he doesn't become a depth piece. What's it like he becomes a key piece right away?
Yeah, I think that just that's that player he is and that guy he is. He comes in and you feel like every play it's everything. He leaves it out there. I feel every game, every shift, and that's something I think as a group you kind of look at and lean on too, and it's kind of a it's an impressive thing.
Pat Maroon is talking now down in Tampa. They're doing their last day, and he's saying how great he feels for you. I'm just wondering, what was it like after the game or in the handshake line with him?
Yeah, obviously, he's pretty upset. He wanted to keep it going, but just talking to him, I was, just made a Hall of Fame run here for consecutive playoff series. You've been the distance 4 years in a row. You're kind of due for a nice summer. You can relax a bit and enjoy it. So we kind of had a chuckle about that. But for what he did, in this era too, it's incredible and well deserved and such. But I think he's gonna maybe enjoy a little break here for a bit and for myself, it's like I said, it's exciting. We got a great team here, and to move on and get one step closer is an awesome thing, and it's obviously nice to have the support of him.
What do you expect the building to be like tonight? People have been waiting 19 years for a second round playoff.
Yeah, I feel like every game we played here, it's the intensity and the energy in the building is ramped up, and expect that again tonight. It's going to be another level that we haven't seen. A lot of people haven't seen in a very long time, so I'm very excited for him.
What's the mood of the team going into tonight's game?
I think your guys are excited to get back to playing.
I think John has handled everything that's gone on in his life in the past week or so here.
It's been great. I mean, John, as we know, is a very detailed guy and very, very diligent in how he takes care of himself and his routine and his body and all those kind of things. So anytime there's a big event happening outside of the game, he's just as diligent, I think, to take care of the details and make sure things are handled properly, both for his family and for himself, to manage both things. And I think his wife and his support team did an unbelievable job of allowing him to play and be prepared, but also the timing work that he was still able to be there and be a part of things. And it's crazy how things work out, and he's the guy that gets the goal. It's an awesome time for him.
When did the baby arrive?
I'm not sure on the exact. It was before game. I don't know if this is my place to even talk about these things. Yeah, so.
Considering the quick turnaround between series, the fact that you have one more day of rest than Florida, how can you use that to your advantage?
Well, the preparation part of it helps in that sense, except that we didn't know who we were going to play. And that was a strange day in and of itself, trying to sort through that and manage both. And even throughout the game, you're kind of bouncing back and forth as the momentum is swinging. But we get the day of rest to travel back, and we get a practice day, all those kind of things. So our game should be in order in that sense. All that said, you got a team coming in riding the high of a Game 7, and I think historically speaking, when you look at it, these types of games tend to favor the team coming off of the Game 7 win. So we've got that to contend with. We've got a team that's that is feeling really good, as they should be, because of the big win the other night, and probably didn't have much time to come down from that, whereas we have. So we've got to make sure that we're able to ramp back up. So our focus is to get off to a good start here, and certainly we did not do that in round 1. So that's there's more than enough things to get our attention here tonight.
Hockey can be a small world. Can you appreciate the irony of going up against a coach who coached the Marlies and the Leafs?
You never thought of it that way, but yeah, I mean, Paul's been around and kind of seen it and done it all over the place, and his ability to stay relevant in the league and have success is great. And he's any time through my time, as whether it's a junior coach or an American League coach or an NHL coach, Paul's been tremendous in support and helping with that, and I think he does a great job as a coach, but also for coaches and for the league.
Sheldon, in your prep for this series, what did you see that was working for the Bennett line now for the Panthers?
Obviously, there's great players there. Obviously, Tkachuk is, like we talked about yesterday, has got so many things in his game that work really well, a drive a line, but Bennett certainly supports that as well. For me, getting him back into their group changes things dramatically in terms of giving them that extra center. Yeah, just both with Bennett and Tkachuk in particular, their skill set and the fact that both guys are great competitors, and they're relentless. They don't give you a second to rest or relax. So that's really it. Going to be a real challenge for us to manage those guys, and that's to say nothing of of the others they have. Barkov and Verhaeghe's as dangerous a guy as there is in the league, to be honest. Coming off the rush and all those kind of things. So there's a lot to handle with this team. I think the type of season they had, they flew under the radar in a lot of ways, but it's just to many, maybe they call it a surprise that they're here, and that's probably more to do with who they played and who they beat than it is about them. I mean, this team won the President's Trophy a year ago, and a guy like Kachuk has come in and is playing better than he ever has throughout this season, and they've been playing playoff-like hockey for quite an amount of time. They're one of the top offenses in the NHL at 5-on-5. So there's a lot to contend with there, and you can see how and why they're able to put it all together. So we've got a great deal of respect for their game, and we feel good about our game, and excited to get back at it.
Sheldon, just go back to Paul. When you got the job, I mean, it's a very small group that have coached in this market, smaller group that have been young coaches in this market. Did he share notes? Did he reach out? And what just stands out about his teams in general? Yeah, he did reach out at the time. A number of coaches in the league did, but certainly with his experience in Toronto specifically, he had reached out. But not a whole lot beyond that, frankly. But I think he's, like I said, when you've been doing it as long as he has, and to be able to continue to be a guy that's in demand and do a job and have another team that he navigated the way through some adversity for their group, and to be here says a lot about him and the character of his team.
What did you learn about Vic McCabe in the Tampa series, taking advantage of the opportunity he's waited a long time to get?
Yeah, I think he grew a lot through that series. I think early on, I think it seemed to me like he was adjusting to playoff hockey a little bit. But I thought in each game, I thought he got better and better. And then when you look back on it, I think some of the numbers and some of the stats and things maybe don't look too kind for him in a lot of ways. But one of the things that really stands out, is particularly knowing how difficult his matchups were, is defensively he really did not give up a lot. I think there wasn't a lot of offense, wasn't a lot going on for him in allowing us to push the puck up the ice. As it was a struggle for our team in a lot of ways, but defensively he didn't crack. Physically he was really imposing and asserted himself in the series that way. And I think that especially as the series goes on, really is an advantage for our team. He's a guy that has a lot of confidence in who he is and how he plays. He's not afraid of anything out there. He's just, whether it's the moment, whether it's the opposition. So the more experience that he gets in the playoffs, I think he's just going to continue to grow and be better. But he's just been so solid for us since coming over here.
Last question. All your trade deadline guys, generally speaking, have adjusted pretty well, and that's always the risk or the concern every year for teams is the adjustment period long enough to have that impact on playoff time. Why do you think that's worked for most of your guys? And what did you try to do? A lot of different lineups in March, for sure. Yeah, well, I think that's part of it. We tried a number of different things to try to give guys as much experience as possible with as many players as possible, so that it could help that adjustment, not just in playing together, but also the chemistry of the team. It's one thing to be a teammate with a guy, but when you're on their line, or you're sitting beside each other consistently on the bench or in the locker room, whatever it might be, you can learn a lot about each other that way. But I think the biggest thing, as I said right from the start, when we got guys after the deadline, I think the character and the personalities of the people we brought in really helped with a lot of that. It's a lot of veteran guys, a lot of guys with great personality, a lot of guys that are very comfortable in who they are. There's always an adjustment period for everyone, but I really saw our group come together and very quickly be as close a group as we've had here. And that speaks a lot to our guys that have been here for welcoming everyone, but also just for those that have come in, and for Kyle, and his group to identify those qualities in guys to make it all fit. Thanks.